Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Happy Revenge of the 5th day. Today is May 5th, so that also means that today is the day that I am reviewing the 5th Star Wars film in the Skywalker saga, which is The Empire Strikes Back. I was kind of conflicted when I was trying to decide how I was going to do my reviews for these films because today is Revenge of the 5th, and I thought, well, maybe I should be reviewing Revenge of the Sith. But it didn't really make sense number-wise and in order. It would be weird to review Star Wars Episode 4 and then the next day review Star Wars Episode 3, so I decided to just go in order with the films matching the days and the numbers. This is also a Steelbook film review, so let's get started. So here's the Steelbook for Episode 5. This is the front cover. It's alright. It's better than the Darth Vader one because there's some good contrast with the white and the black. This is the back cover, which I really don't like. I don't like this yellowish green tint to it. If you actually look at the official poster for this film, the art style is similar, but it's not green. It's blue. And I don't understand why for this steelbook they went with green. It feels out of place. I think this greenish yellow tone is kind of ugly in my opinion. So this is probably my least favorite Star Wars steelbook I own. This is the inside. I have a picture there. The art is okay. It's nothing fancy or anything. This Blu-ray disc is not the one that came with this steelbook. I talked about it in my last review about how I was able to get Blu-ray editions of the original trilogy in their original form. I replaced the versions that came with the steelbook with the original cut. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the things I like about this movie, the things I don't like, not in any particular order, just kind of what comes to mind. So let's get started. I really am not sure how to feel about this film. Sometimes I do enjoy it more than others, and it's difficult for me to review films that I kind of go back and forth on how much I like them. This film does have a different feel compared to the other films. This is one of the films that is not directed by George Lucas. It definitely has a different feel, especially compared to the previous Star Wars film. I don't know, I find parts of it really boring. I know they shouldn't be, but I don't know if it's the settings or the way the story unfolds, but I just find it kind of boring. I don't really know how else to put it. I'm not saying I don't like it at all. There are parts I definitely like. There are moments in this film that are super iconic in pop culture history, which I will get to in a minute. As a Star Wars film, it's definitely one of my least favorites, which I guess I'm in the minority because a lot of people uphold this as the quintessential Star Wars film, and I'm just not one of those people. But what can I say? I like what I like, and I dislike what I dislike. So the opening is kind of fun, honestly. It's cool that it's set on a planet that is all snow, because I remember being a kid, well, not a kid, but a young teenager, and going outside during the winter with my brother, and we'd play that we were on Hoth, fighting with the rebellion in the snow. So that kind of has some fond memories for me. I like that finally we see a planet that is not just desert. There's a scene, a whole plot point that takes place with Luke going to find Yoda, and it's probably my least favorite part of the original trilogy. Actually, no, it's not. You'll find out what is in my next review. It's necessary to the plot, but it's also extremely, just incredibly boring. Yoda makes his appearance, and he is incredibly obnoxious and annoying. When you're trying to introduce or watch this film with people who are not Star Wars fans, and they get to this moment, they usually kind of check out and roll their eyes or say, wow, this is, really stupid and stuff. It almost gives me secondhand embarrassment because I'm trying to enjoy something, and if I watch with a group of people or not even a group of people, because I don't know groups of people. um, uh, but even if I'm just watching with one person and they're not into Star Wars, I just feel so like awkward during that part of the movie. Like I said, Yoda is extremely annoying, which is kind of a shame because he was so awesome in the prequel trilogy. I will say I am a fan of the puppeteering work for Yoda in this film. It is very, very good. Being someone who knows how behind the scenes work and camera tricks and stuff like that, I think this is an example of perfection as far as using certain techniques to make something that is not alive seem alive. Not for a moment you're going, oh, that looks like a puppet, or this looks kind of cheesy. I will admit to that. We get a bunch of cool action scenes with the Millennium Falcon, which is cool and exciting and definitely enjoyable. Cloud City, I find very unique because we don't see a ton of it. That red and pink and yellow, orangish color scheme that you see surrounding the city feels kind of ominous, but it's also beautiful. It's kind of subconsciously telling you something isn't right with what's about to happen. The fact that they keep dropping hints that Han Solo isn't very trusting of Lando kind of starts to add to that feeling, but then the music picks up and it's all nice and happy. You feel more at ease, and then the door opens to this one room, and it's one of my favorite Han Solo moments ever, because all of a sudden Darth Vader is standing at the other side of this room at the end of this long table. Immediately, Han Solo grabs his blaster and just starts shooting, and I love that part of his character. Like, he's not afraid to shoot first, and yes, he did shoot first, but I just love that, like, he's not down for talking. He's just like, oh, here's the worst villain in the galaxy right there, and his instinct is to just straight up, like, immediately start shooting at him. It gets terrifying because Vader just holds out his hand, and then he just, like, pulls Han Solo's gun, like, straight out of his hand, like, 30 foot across the room, and then he's like,
So glad of you to join us.
or something like that. And it's like, oh no, like, this is not good at all. And we get one of the most iconic scenes in Star Wars history. You have Han and Leia and Darth Vader all in this room, and they are going to freeze Han Solo in carbonite. You get the iconic scene. Leia says to him right before he gets frozen, she says, "I love you," and he just replies, "I know." And most people who are Star Wars fans probably know this. I'm going to throw out this trivia anyway, in case you're not, like, a huge fan. But Harrison Ford's original reply in the script was supposed to say something like, "I love you too." And Harrison Ford was reading the script and he was like, "I don't really like that with my character. It doesn't really fit how I think he would say it." So they said, "Well, how would you say it?" And he's like, "If she says to me, 'I love you,' I would just reply, 'I know.'" And so they shot it, they kept it, and now it's iconic. Then he gets frozen in carbonite, which at the time, it must have, like, shocked audiences and everything, because with this film being The Empire Strikes Back, as the movie moves along, you see that the Empire really is striking back. Um, but you see that they're really starting to kind of crush the rebellion. They have the rebellion's greatest heroes in super danger. Han Solo is frozen in carbonite, Princess Leia and Chewbacca and Lando are now captive. Darth Vader facing off with Luke Skywalker, and you know Luke Skywalker is just not ready to face off against Vader one-on-one. I would love to experience what the audience at that time experienced during this part of the film. Then we come to arguably the most iconic scene in Star Wars franchise. I said that the I love you scene with Han and Leia is iconic, and it is. This surpasses that because everyone knows this scene. It's one of the greatest reveals also in Star Wars history. Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker facing off against each other, and Darth Vader overpowers Luke, cuts off his hand. He's trying to seduce him to the dark side and make it sound so great and everything, and Luke is like, I'm never gonna join you. I'm never gonna turn to the dark side. You killed my father. And then Darth Vader says the iconic, Luke, I am your father, which he doesn't say. People get that wrong all the time, and it bothers me so much. It is not no, Luke, I am your father. It is no, I am your father. I know it's trivial and it shouldn't matter, but it bothers me. So anyway, he says, no, I am your father. And Luke is all like, no, that's not true, that's impossible. And then Darth Vader's like, search your feelings, this is true. And he searches his feelings and he feels through the Force that this is the truth. And now he's lost his trust in Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan didn't straight up lie, but he really sugar-coated and kind of disguised the truth. You feel that feeling that Luke has of shock and terror and denial and losing trust in someone that he trusted in and emotionally connected with in the previous film. It's an iconic scene. Even if you've never seen the movies, I'm sure you've heard someone say, Luke, I am your father. Even though that's the wrong line. Two characters in this film that are famous that I don't know why and I don't really care for. And the one is Lando Calrissian. I don't understand the love for him. It's kind of weird to me how, loved and special he is for these brief appearances in these two films. I don't get it. Also, Boba Fett. I have never understood the attraction to him and why he was such a big deal when this film came out and when the next film came out, and then lived on iconically. Is iconically a word? It is now. But he lives on as a piece of pop culture when he doesn't do that much. He kind of just stands around. He has 5 short lines in this film. His costume isn't that great. The colors are extremely muted. I don't know. I just don't understand the appeal to him. He's super famous, and now he's got a show, which I have not seen, so I can't say anything about that. But before the show came out, for 50 years, he's been famous. For what? He does, almost nothing. I just don't get it. Oh, hey, look. There's both of them on the screen together. Both of them, and I don't care for either one of them. I know I'm probably pissing a lot of Star Wars fans off with this review, but these are my honest thoughts and opinions. Alright, I think that wraps it up. Leave a comment below what you thought about this review. I know a lot of people are really going to dislike it, so leave comments. I'd love to read them and see what your thoughts are and opinions. As weird as that sounds. If you'd give this video a like, even if you didn't like it, I would much appreciate it. I know that seems very, not honest, but if I get a like or a subscriber, it does kind of help get my channel out there and grow it. So I would much appreciate that. Also subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more of my videos or the rest of this Star Wars Skywalker series. Alright, stay tuned for tomorrow, May 6th, as I review Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Thanks for watching. My name is Aaron. May the Force be with you, and goodbye.